See. Well, the healing of our consciousness probably takes what we've noticed again and again in our public press, that is, wake up. And that's what Socrates said and the Buddha says and so on, to awaken. Have you noticed how often the press says, it's another wake-up call? There's all kinds of healing, There's some healing requires the patient to die first in symbolic sense. Maybe the only healing is radical shock. Maybe the healing is very gradual, where the wound moves step by step and getting a little smaller every day, a little less painful every day, a little less deep every day. That's another kind of healing. Well, the healing of our consciousness probably takes what we've noticed again and again in our public press, that is, wake up. And that's what Socrates said and the Buddha says and so on, to awaken. Have you noticed how often the press says, it's another wake-up call? We keep having a wake-up call. That's what 9/11 was a wake-up call. For God's sake, it takes that to wake us up. You have to blast the Twin Towers to wake us up, and that didn't do it. Didn't do it. Paul Revere ran around trying to wake people up. That's one of the early myths of America. Wake up, wake up, wake up, the British are coming. Doesn't matter who's coming, what's coming, we don't wake up. So we're committed to staying asleep or staying in Plato's cave or staying innocent. So healing is not something very easy. It may take catastrophe. It may take that idea that of 500 monkeys. It may take an enormous amount of change before there's that awakening. Maybe it is actually happening. Maybe there is an awakening going on in small places by individual people all over. I'm thinking now of the United States, but all over doing small. Maybe the healing's already going on in the sense that there is a waking up in many people in tiny places in regard to all kinds of things, whether it's what they're doing with their recycling, to what they're doing with animals, what they're doing with their own gardens, what the campaigns that they enter politically. There's so much change of that kind that I think that kind of change of consciousness is happening. There is a waking up. Now, now there could be a change of consciousness, but let's watch out that we start hoping. Hope doesn't do it. Hope, the thing, hope, do not hope, for hope will so on and so forth. Both St. Paul talks about watch out for hope. T.S. Eliot picks it up again in 4 quartets, watch out for hope. Why? You know the story, the myth, the Greek myth about hope? It's well worth knowing. Pandora had a little box, right? And in this box or jar or something were all the evils of the world, and the lid was on there real tight, and then she was curious, so she lifted the lid up and they flew out. And you see Greek images of this in their paintings. And these little bits of hope or little bits of evil are flying all over the world. So you find evil everywhere, different kinds of evil. But at the last minute, she clapped the lid back on and trapped the last evil left, and that was called Elpis, or hope. Not Elvis, Elpis, hope. So hope is inside, not out there, and it's one of the evils. And why is hope an evil? It's because it projects you forward and takes you away from what is. You keep thinking, well, it's getting better. Well, it's not getting better. Well, it's so-and-so. Well, they'll do it. I can see a new dawn coming. No, if you live in that new dawn coming, you miss what's actually in front of you and what has to happen. And I know that from being a psychoanalyst for so many years. You don't talk about whether it's getting better or not getting better, or where it's going, or what this dream might mean in the future, and our addiction to the future in the United States. We have a real addiction to futurology. It's much more being attentive to what really is right now. And you work on that, and you don't need any hope. You're just working on it.
Negative impact.